Hi, this is a review of my solar power system. Now, I installed this in May of 2017, and I'll just give you a little review. Up on the roof, I have six 100-watt solar panels. Three are tied in parallel. Come back through this disconnect, fuse disconnect into the charge controller, and then they're charging this 100 amp hour lead acid sealed lead acid battery. From there, I go through a disconnect switch into an 80 amp fuse, and then into this diode array here. These are Schottky diodes, okay? And then back up on the roof, I have the other three panels tied in parallel, coming through this charge controller, fuse first through the charge controller, out to the batteries on the outside. I have 140 amp hours of batteries on the outside of the case here. And they come, they're switched, and they come back through this 80 amp fuse, back into this diode array. And what this allows me to do is to, whichever voltage is higher on the set of batteries, it reverse biases these diodes and shuts them off. So if there's if the voltage on the outside batteries are the highest, it wins out, and that's the current that goes through to my inverter here. So that allows me to remove a set of the batteries or disconnect a set of solar panels, and it still works. So I have two separate solar panel systems combined together, running my inverter here. This is a pure sine wave inverter. It was, I think I paid $150 for it. It's only 1,000 watts, but I'm only using about 500 watts. I'm just running my electronics in the house. So my modem, my workbench, and TV set. Just electronics, nothing else. Now, coming off of here, I have a choke, and then I have a this is a two-stage filter. Goes through a circuit breaker and into the house in a piece of EMT conduit, and it's got number 12 wire in there. Now, I have three separate plugs in the house, one for the TV, one for the computer and the modem, and then one over at my workbench there, and I'm running my scope and stuff off of that. So the inverter, it puts out a nice sine wave. Now, what I did do is I added a little relay up here, and I have a voltage reference, and I'm monitoring the voltage on this side over here. When it gets to 11 volts, I shut this relay off, which kills the load going into the house. Now, it leaves everything on in here. There's a fan in here, and it leaves the inverter on. If I turn the inverter off, I have to physically come out here and restart it. So what happens here is when I have 11 volts, it shuts it down, and then when it gets back up to say 12 volts or something, I think it's 12.5, it turns back on and turns my load back on. Now, inside the house, I do have a transfer switch, and so when this power dies off, it goes back to the utility power, so I don't lose any of my keeps my modem running and all that. So, but that rarely happens, and this thing's been working for 3 years or so. Now, these batteries are probably only good for 4 years, maybe 5 tops. And if you never run them down past the say 11 volts or so, they'll last a lot longer. So if you run these things down to below 10 volts, and they're not going to work out for you very well. So that's my solar power system. I'll put a link to the diagram of how to put it together in the description. But that's my solar panel system. It's been working for years, and I've been happy with it. Thank you.